Hello, welcome to episode 4 of Think Liberty. Today I'll be discussing 3 important issues from a libertarian standpoint. The first issue will be on recent news that Facebook may be partnering with the Weekly Standard, a neoconservative magazine that used to be managed by prominent, prolific neoconservative Bill Kristol. Now, this is a dangerous trend if it is approved by the social media giant, just based on the fact that the neoconservative publication is generally pro-war. Bill Kristol is probably one of the most important neoconservatives in the United States today because he is such a pro-war advocate. He's in the same lines of Ralph Peters and Max Boot and Jennifer Rubin and David Frum, and he's never seen a war that he didn't like. He thinks that the invasions of Muslim nations are liberations. He prefers the deep state to the Trump state, just based on the idea that Donald Trump is less hawkish than likes of Hillary Clinton or Bill Kristol himself. So what happens if the Weekly Standard becomes a fact checker with Facebook? Does this mean that anti-war op-eds published, whether it's from the Ron Paul Institute, antiwar.com, The Intercept, or even some of my articles on libertynation.com that are generally anti-war and question this military Keynesianism, are they going to be banned? Are they going to be censored? Are they going to be? Are they going to inform the users that they are factually incorrect, just based on the idea that they are anti-war and they oppose constant interventions and regime change and pretty much the foreign policy of since post World War II. So this is a dangerous trend if Facebook does actually move forward with this partnership. Now, the Poynter Institute has to first determine if the Weekly Standard follows its code of principles or code of ethics, and that will take several weeks to determine. But if they move forward, then any dissent of U.S. foreign policy will be censored on Facebook, and that is something that both sides should oppose. Unfortunately, the left has converged with neoconservatives because they both have one common idea: hating Donald Trump. The left, and also when it comes to Russia, neoconservatives, they want to bomb Russia. The left wants to bomb Russia. The neoconservatives want to oust Vladimir Putin. The left wants to oust Vladimir Putin. For the neoconservatives, Vladimir Putin doesn't bow down to U.S. interests, and for the left, Vladimir Putin apparently hacked the 2016 election, causing Democrats to lose the White House. The next issue I'd like to talk about is a recent op-ed that was published in a Tufts University student newspaper. It's a prominent Massachusetts university, and they argued that the economics department and economics lessons need to have less material on elasticity, business cycle, supply and demand, and profit, and to focus more on queerness, feminism, and gay marriage. Now, this it's quite befuddling to see that, because economics, like engineering, it doesn't need to concentrate on feminism. Doesn't need to concentrate on any of the social justice topics around there. Now, one of the most interesting parts of the op-ed in this, I guess, journalistic news piece in the Tufts op-ed, Tufts newspaper, was that some students are complaining that there's too much focus on profit. They actually quoted one student who said the professors focus on profit. They say that this is wrong because there should be more of a focus, more of an effort to have social to help the marketplace concentrate more on the social side of society and helping people, as opposed to making a lot of money. Now, this is weird because what is the best way to determine if a business is serving society? Profit. If a company is making money and consumers are going to that business, then they're serving society. If they're making a lot of money, they are satisfying consumer demand and ensuring their lives are better. If they aren't making any profit, then they aren't serving society. Then they aren't having value productive resources. Then they aren't satisfying consumer demand. They aren't helping society. So, of course, profit should be a major aspect of any economics lesson. They aren't happy about the lecture style. They aren't happy about where the economics department is situated on campus. They just keep complaining. Does every single university class have to focus on social justice? Does it have to focus on gender studies and socials and anything related to social justice? No, it doesn't. Will engineering focus on or soon focus on women designed bridges or gays designed bridges? Or computer science needs to deal with women developed software? No, it just needs to focus on what is related to the subject. So in economics, you learn about profit, you learn about elasticity, you learn about the business cycle, you learn about supply and demand, you learn, hopefully anyway, you learn about the Federal Reserve, which is unlikely in today's university campuses. So leave economics alone. I mean, it's bad when you make mainstream economics and mainstream economists like Paul Krugman seem a lot saner than these reporters on Tufts University and some of these students who are moaning about what they're being taught. Now, the final subject I talk about is recent. President Donald Trump issued a tweet saying that because NBC News posted a fake news, or apparently a fake news story about how he wants to increase the U.S. Nuclear arsenal by tenfold, that he wants to pull its license. Now, no matter what you think about NBC News, CNN, New York Times, whatever the case, their license should never be pulled on anything. Their main license should be the First Amendment. That's it. Now, NBC News it's a biased entity, no doubt about it. CNN is biased. ABC News is biased. Fox News is biased to the right. But just because you disagree with the news outlet and that it posts incorrect stories and it posts itself fake news, you should never threaten to pull any license. Now, imagine if President Barack Obama did this and said, perhaps because of all the dubious news stories coming out of Fox News, maybe we should start considering pulling its license. No. So first of all, there shouldn't even be a license at all for these networks. They should just be able to operate whatever they like. Second of all, their license shouldn't be pulled because you disagree with what they're reporting or because they're reporting false stories. That is up to the marketplace. If a news network is reporting too much fake news, too much inaccurate news, then the consumers have a choice whether to watch that, to continue watching that news network, or to look for an alternative source. So someone doesn't have to watch CNN. Someone doesn't have to watch Fox News. They can watch Russia Today. They can focus on a variety of YouTube news channels that are doing a wonderful job. They can read the Daily Wire. So the marketplace can determine the accuracy of journalism and objectivism. If people want objective news source, then they will find that, and then they will support that, and then that company will continue its best to report on factual news stories on an objective manner. So Donald Trump, he may not do this. Many of his supporters say he's just talking like he normally does, but even issuing such a threat is a step in the wrong direction, because he sets a precedent. And let's say he does actually pull the license of NBC News. That starts to that establishes an important precedent, because then what if the next president, who happens to be a Democrat, what if he or she starts saying we should start pulling the licenses of Russia Today or Fox News because we disagree with them saying it and we determine it to be fake news. Donald Trump needs to be careful of what he says. His supporters should hold his feet to the fire, and they need to criticize him when he strays away from liberty. Now, a lot of people like myself never expected him to have a libertarian stance on most issues. I think he doesn't have any principles. I think he's intellectually devoid on a lot of liberty issues. I think he just puts his finger in the wind and see what sticks, and he just does what he wants. Whether it was foreign policy, I didn't expect him to have a Ron Paul type foreign policy. On economics, I didn't think he was going to abide by the lessons of Ludwig von Mises or Friedrich Hayek or Murray Rothbard or even Walter Block. So this is more of the same from a Trump presidency. All right, so that is it for episode 4 of Think Liberty. Tune in soon for episode 5.